So the first step on the next slide in determining your brand communications and how you're going to reach your target audience is developing what we call a communications wheel. So this is where you're going to select all of the different marketing vehicles that are going to be effective in reaching your target audience, right? Because if they're not going to reach your target audience, why do them? So not only do they need to be effective in reaching your target audience, but also they need to be things that you actually enjoy doing. And you need to enjoy doing them, because if you don't enjoy them, you're not going to do them often enough to make a difference. So on the next slide, it shows you that at the center of your communications wheel, there's something called content theme. So my content theme is, building your brand online. And if that's my content theme, I'm going to make sure that when I speak, when I write a blog post, when I write an article, when I do a media interview, anything that I do is related to that topic. Now, I used to help people with their job search, and I used to do things like resume writing and interview coaching. And I could speak about how to write a great resume. I could speak about how to interview effectively, but I don't, right? Because that's off-brand. It's not how I want to be known now, and it would confuse my message. So it's really important to have everything that you do, all communications, related to an overarching content theme. Now, many people think that kind of puts them into a box, and they have too many interests in order to do that. And I actually felt that way initially too. But the trick is to select a content theme that is enough of an umbrella theme that it really allows you to speak and write about everything that you still want to write about. So within my content theme of building your brand online, I could talk about branding your blog, podcasting, online etiquette, using LinkedIn to build your brands, and so forth, right? So there's so many topics within that overarching theme. So content themes help to ensure, on the next slide, the 3 C's of branding. So William Arruda always says you can't spell brand without the letter C. So we have to keep in mind these 3 C's: clarity, consistency, and constancy. We've got to be clear about the message. We have to communicate that message consistently with everything that we do, right? Hence the content theme. And we have to do it constantly enough so that we are ever visible to our target audience. So when people think, oh, I really need an expert on, they think immediately of you, okay?
And then something else I wanted to point out is for folks that are kind of worried about being known for one thing or putting yourself in a box or, honing and sharpening that your brand message and your brand identity, I will ask you to name one person who's very successful that has not done that. So often people, say, well, I don't want to, specialize or be known for just one thing, but that's how you get known, period. That the media landscape is so crowded, you have to be known for one thing very strongly to really break through all that noise.
Right, and sometimes your brand finds you, right? Like sometimes you become known for something and you didn't even mean to become known for, and then you have to decide, is this how I want to be known? Am I comfortable with that? So kind of within this niche of, online reputation management, I've recently become known as this, online etiquette expert because I had done a whole lot of media interviews related to that, and now media gets more media, right? And so the Today Show, when they found me, it was about online etiquette. Okay, so the next slide, online ID calculator. So before we get into branding your blog, what's really important to do is to first just do a little bit of a reality check in terms of your online reputation. So if you, if you went and Googled your name, you might find, okay, you've got I've got a certain number of results, whatever, but, you don't really know, is this bad or good, is this helpful or harmful? And the online ID calculator we developed as an absolutely free tool that really helps you to measure the health of your online brand, to sort of figure out where it stands right now. Are you digitally disastrous or are you digitally distinct? And it's something that you can really continue to use over time as you build your online brand. So it's a really good idea to start and really decide, are you known as you want to be known online right now? This is really important, certainly, for small business owners because, most of the time people really are finding you online before they ever meet you in person. Okay, so we want to take some questions before we get into?
Yeah, let me check the Q&A and chat area. If you have some questions for us, just pop those into the Q&A or chat window. Let me take a look at that real quick. 1 second. Let's see. Okay. Nothing related to the content. Yes, if you're wondering if the slides will be available to you, yes, they will. The main reason I have it in the format I do now is so I can see what's coming up next. But yeah, the slides will be available with the recording. Let's see, other questions from folks? Nope, nothing related to the content. So if folks have questions, just pop those into the Q&A and chat area, and we'll get to those towards the end of the call.
Well, I'll just take that to mean I'm super clear.
That's right. I think so.
Okay, good. All right, so let's dive into to branding your blog, which is really fun. And the process of brand discovery and really kind of figuring out your whole plan for expressing your brand is a little challenging, right? It really involves a lot of thought and research and surveying people and testing things out. And so when you actually get to the point where you're taking some action and you're starting to build your brand online, it's very energizing. So on the next slide, I think really the first step in branding your blog is coming up with your visual brand identity.